Anugraha. Anugraha is an institution where we train counselors and we help people with their personal growth. And in these sessions, okay, we know you're all students, you're all formies, you are getting ready to become great leaders of our world later. Now, we are all aware of the terrible war that is happening between Russia and Ukraine, but you're all becoming leaders in order to lead the country, lead the entire world toward a peace and prosperity. So welcome, dear friends. Hope you're all able to hear me. Okay. Can I make a little request? If some of you can keep your video on, then I can communicate with you better. Not everybody, at least a few of you. Hearty welcome. Friends, for 60 years, they have done a lot of research on studying or preparing for exams and writing exams or performing in exams and coming out with flying colors. Okay? Now, you all want to really become great people later. Now you're all taking little strides, little steps, right? You want to write good exams. Okay. You want to really perform well. So let's see how you can prepare yourself adequately so that you can perform well. Okay, friends? Friends, as I proceed at some point, I will give you a little time for interaction. If you have queries, you are most welcome. Okay? After the sessions, we will send all these PowerPoints to you and they'll be of help to you. Friends, the PowerPoint I'm going to display now, it is just the skeleton, okay, the basics. But the material we will send you will be a little elaborate with all the details. Okay, you just have to send your WhatsApp number and Ms. Anusha, our host, will send you all those PowerPoints. You can go through them. If you feel like taking notes now, you're welcome. Even otherwise, it's fine. Because we'll be sending you the material you need. Okay, friends? So, hearty welcome. Friends, we all know in order to study well, we got to have good intelligence, right? Normally we think, those who get high marks, those who get straight A's in their exams, they are intelligent. May not be. There are many types of intelligence. We will just cover 7 of them. You try to figure out what intelligence you've got, okay? Friends, accordingly, you can even do your studies, okay? So, just focus on your the type of intelligence you have. If you are unable to study, you're a time, but your performance will be like 4 times higher, okay? So, after 60 years of research, many scientists have come up with this accelerated learning. I'm so glad to share this particular method, technique with you all. Now let's start off with the type of intelligence you might be having. So as we focus on success in exam, so you want to adopt this accelerated learning. Let's start with the type of intelligence you have. Now, these information, they are culled from these sources, okay? These are authorities, and we have taken information from all these books and these authors. So let's go over 7 types of intelligence. There are many more, and you try to figure out what type of intelligence you have. You might be having 1 of these or 2 or 3 or many of these, okay? Friends, if you have a particular intelligence, please type that into the chat box. if you feel you have that particular intelligence. You can even type 2 or 3 or 4 intelligence. As much as possible, can you all interact too? Okay. If you don't raise your hand for any one of these 7, or if you don't, if you have any of these intelligence, don't worry. I've got. These are the 7 types of intelligence that people have. Okay, and let's go over there. Type of intelligence is called academic intelligence. What is this? Many of us, we are naturally interested in studies. You love attending classes. You love going through books. You love doing your assignment, and you're proud of your studies. Your parents don't have to remind you of doing your assignments. When there's time, you automatically do all your studies, your preparation, your assignment, this type intelligence. Some of the great people who were good in academic intelligence is, you know about famous Indra Nooyi, Dr. Abdul Kalam, Mahatma Gandhi. All these people were highly academically oriented. They loved doing their studies. Then the second type of intelligence is called mechanical intelligence. You may not be interested in academics. You're not a bookish person. Okay, in fact, some of you might even hate touching books. Okay, but you might be interested in mechanics. Like you would want to take little tools and fix a little engine, motor, or any electronic gadget, or they have this, they are dexterous, they have good hands, they are able to make some handicrafts, their hands are highly intelligent. Friends, this intelligence is called mechanical intelligence. By the way, in some countries like India, they may not be promoting this intelligence. They look down on this. But do you know, a lot of as scientists have come from this intelligence. So if you are having mechanical intelligence, please be proud about it. Okay, you may not be interested in books, but you would shine very well if you can be happy about your mechanical intelligence. Friends, we know some of the great scientists like Wright brothers, Madame Curie, Marie Curie, or Thomas Alva Edison. These people were highly mechanically intelligent, and they even transformed the face of the earth. Now, the third type of intelligence is called social intelligence. These people have natural affinity for a relationship. They love to relate with people. They can even, some of you might be having high social intelligence. Those people can become great leaders. You can run a good business. You can be a good counselor, motivator, and all that. Can be a good teacher, professor. Okay. Social intelligence is required for everybody. Friends, I have found out those who have good social intelligence, you have a good social network. You have network of healthy, good friends and relatives. You will live longer. You might be healthier than other people. Okay. So we encourage social intelligence for everybody. By the way, if you feel that you're not that socially intelligent, you are a shy type of person, don't worry. This art can be developed. You can cultivate this art. You can become socially very intelligent. So friends, we know Mother Teresa, Oprah Winfrey, Martin Luther King, and Nelson Mandela. All these people were highly socially intelligent. Some of us, we have mathematical intelligence. Friends, I personally don't have mathematical intelligence at all, but many of you might be having high-level mathematical intelligence. Okay, you have a natural affinity for mathematical concepts pretty fast, and you're able to bring solutions pretty soon. You are good at doing derivatives, and then you are able to arrive at solutions. Yeah. Now, okay, we have Madam Curie, Shakuntala Devi, great mathematicians from India, Albert Einstein, Ramanuja, another big mathematical stalwart from India. So these people were highly skilled in mathematics. Then some of you will be having aesthetic intelligence. You are good with art, okay? Art like dancing, like sports and all that. We have Venus Williams, Michael Jackson, Prabhudeva, Monica Seles, all these people extremely good at body intelligence or kinesthetic intelligence sorry friends, that is body intelligence. Okay, now let's move on to aesthetic art. Okay, people like Radha Mangeshkar, Yani, extremely good with music and with any form of art. So some of you might be having this intelligence. You can cultivate them, develop them. And some of us have linguistic intelligence. You are extremely good with a language. You are able to converse with people freely, and you love to speak. And when you speak, you are able to use appropriate words. You are extremely good with vocabulary and grammar. And sometimes even when you speak, you are very poetic. So we have like Jane Austen, a novel writer, Arundhati Roy, Rabindranath Tagore, extremely good with language. To figure like a fox. And also be wise like a dolphin. If you are able to combine these two, you can be really healthy people, happy people, and successful people. Okay? Good. Friends, now, many of you have problem with memory. So let's figure out where this is coming from. These are called memory inhibitors. What prevents you from learning? Okay? Friends, if you are a person who falls sick very often, okay, you fall sick, then your brain will focus on you being well, not studies. Memory is secondary, okay? Physical health is primary. So what your brain will do is, if you are falling sick very often, it will not focus on studies, it will focus on survival. Okay? So be physically healthy first. And number two, if you have too much of fear and worries, you're all the time fearing about your future. Maybe your parents, maybe your teacher, they are creating terrible fear in you. You know, if you have a lot of fear around your studies and learning, well, that will bring down your memory. So friends, later on, today we are just giving you an orientation. Friends, we will continue to have a series of talks for all young people like you, and that will be very useful for you. Later on, we will also teach you how to handle your fear and worries. If you are mentally disturbed, something is troubling you. You're also distracted with social media too much. Or let's say you're not happy in your home. Okay, your home is no more a home. You don't feel secure in your home. Or some way you're not comfortable with your school. You're not happy with your teachers. Well, that will inhibit your memory. You'll find it difficult to learn. Friends, also if you have romantic feeling, you know, you are in love with somebody, your brain is full of that person. You are thinking of that person day and night. You are unable to get rid of that thought. Okay. If you have a strong, this romantic attraction towards somebody, temporarily your memory will be suspended. Why? Your brain wants to know everything about that person. Okay? And you may not be interested in studies. Okay? Friends, you might be knowing this prayer song. Okay? In your school, maybe they are singing this prayer song. Okay? Praise Him, praise Him, praise Him in the morning, praise Him in the noontime. Okay? Maybe you are attracted to Alex. Okay? Or maybe Alice. So when they are singing that song, you might be singing, Alice, Alex, Alex in the morning, Alex in the noontime. Okay? So instead of God, you might be focusing on that person. So if you are having strong romantic feeling, friends, I'm not saying you're not supposed to have, this is the age, it's natural to have romantic feelings. Okay? But the moment you are romantically attracted towards somebody, until it comes down, you may not be able to study. Okay? Just that you can become aware of it. But later on, I'm going to tell you, how you can handle all this. Okay? For now, we are just preparing you for exams, right? So I'm going to give you information that will be useful for your exam performance. But there are so many other areas of your life, right? We will cover them later. They all will be very useful. Okay? Friends, all these programs will be free for our students. Okay? We are happy that this good information reaches as many people as possible. So you can take this information to others. And in the forthcoming months, we'll be having similar programs that will help you come up in your life and be happy people also. So there are some memory boosters. So what are the things that will help you really improve your memory? Okay, friends, if you can do this every day and you will have excellent memory. Let's start off with oxygen. Friends, we all know fuel is very important, right? For our room, we need electricity to have the lights on, to have all the gadgets on. And we know to run a car, we need a gas or petrol or diesel. Okay, same way for our brain, number one fuel is oxygen. And sorry to say, nowadays, young people are getting oxygen very, very little. Okay, you are only getting 1/4 of the oxygen students were getting in the previous generation. Friends, why? Formerly, people were doing manual work. They were exercising. They were walking. Most students, they went to school walking. I remember even as a young boy, I had to walk 2 kilometers to go to my school. So we walked a lot. We worked a lot. So when you walk, when you have physical exertion, you take in more oxygen that helps us with studies. Okay, friends. Now that even after lockdown, you're all confined to your room. Okay, no much of physical exercise and all that. So naturally, your oxygen level has come down. You are hardly getting 25% of the oxygen you really need. Also in cities, we have all pollution, okay, contamination. Friends, if you can take oxygen intake more, there are some breathing exercise. You can learn from some experts and start doing them every day. Once you do a good breathing exercise, you will have enough of oxygen for brain. Am I clear? Friends, according to brain, your academic learning is secondary. Physical health is primary. So if you have less oxygen in your body, your brain will use up that oxygen for your metabolism, for your body functioning, for your survival, and it will have very little reserve for your studies. That's why try to maximize the oxygen intake. Okay, friends, the more oxygen you have, the better you can perform. Second, there are two types of elements in vegetables and fruits called choline and folic acid. Both these are very important to our brain. In fact, for memory, we need a special protein called memory protein. To develop good memory protein, you need choline and folic acid. So where do you find these? Friends, choline and folic acid, they are highest in pumpkin. You all know this white pumpkin, right? So every day or once in 2 days, if you're able to take a cup of this pumpkin, white pumpkin or a yellow pumpkin, have that juice. Ask your mom to prepare that juice. She'll be more than happy to do that for you. Prepare little juice and you drink. That provides your brain ample protein to develop the memory cells in your body, in your brain, like memory neurons. Okay, friends? Or you need that protein for memory, and you get that from pumpkin, from cucumber, and from all vegetables that are green in color. And even other vegetables like carrot, all the good vegetables and fruits. When you have fruits, better go for fresh fruits rather than, the bottled juice and all that. Okay, friends? Because fresh juice has got higher level choline and folic acid. By the way, when you take vegetables, they are good, but go for baby vegetables. The little ones, small vegetables, they are better. They are having high level choline and folic acid. Okay, so take vegetables and fruits as much as possible. Friends, vitamin D, very, very important for your learning. Now, people are not giving importance to vitamin D at all. Okay, people are even considering sun as their enemy. So where do you get this vitamin D from? From a sun. So friends, playing in sun is extremely good. Now, I know you want to be fair and lovely. You want to be fair and handsome. Okay. So I'm not telling you to go and stand in sun all the time. Early morning sun and late evening sun, that's extremely good for vitamin D. If you're able to spend like 20 minutes to half an hour outdoors, friends, even under the tree, there is shade, right? That's enough. 20 minutes to half an hour of vitamin D, that will really, really boost your memory. By the way, when you have enough of vitamin D, throughout the day, your brain is so active. At night, the moment you put off the lights, you can have a good sleep. Okay, so how do you sleep? Right? So morning, you want to be fresh. You want to be active. At night, you want to have good. And vitamin D is excellent for learning and for sleeping at night also. Okay, friends? So try to take in as much vitamin D as possible, and you get them all from sun. Okay, friends, if there are people who have raised your hands, yeah, you're most welcome to unmute and make your queries. Most welcome. Go on.
Miss Helen, can you unmute and ask your question?
Helen, you can unmute. Okay. Yeah. Go on. Okay. So let's carry on. So if you're able to have good exercise every day, take in a lot of oxygen, and eat a lot of vegetables and fruits, okay, and also have good vitamin D, you can do your studies so well. Friends, when it comes to vitamin D, all young people, you are supposed to be having in your blood more than 40 nanograms. But sorry to tell you, if you go check your this vitamin D level, you might be having less than 20.
Sir.
Yeah. Go on. Okay. So you need more than 40. So try to consider son as your friend. Try to speak to your son early morning and late evening. Play in sun for a little while. You get enough of oxygen and vitamin D, and that will help your studies so well. Okay, friends. Now, let's see. In order to have good memory, even psychologically, you got to do something. Whatever I told you so far, they are the things you can do biologically, right? To your body. Now let's see what you can do psychologically. Friends, first you have to believe that you have a good memory. You have to believe that you are a very intelligent person. Am I clear? Friends, once a young boy was brought to me. Okay, let me call him Balaji. Balaji was failing in his 9th standard exams. And the school told the parents, he failed in a subject. They gave him about a month's time. They said he has to do re-exam. Otherwise, we cannot promote him to 10th standard. And then they brought their son to me and they asked me to teach some memory technique so that he would study. Friends, when I spoke to Balaji, I figured out actually Balaji was very intelligent, brilliant boy. But the problem was his parents kept on comparing him with his elder sister, who was a bookworm. She was all the time with books. So parents said, she's intelligent, you are a buddhu, good for nothing. Okay, so the boy, he really got hurt very badly by the remarks of parents, and he believed he was buddhu, and that's why he was not performing well. Since I knew he was a very intelligent guy, you know what I did? I did a little drama, little gimmick. You know what I did? I said, Balaji, I'm going to test your intelligence level. And then I asked him a few questions like, who's the Prime Minister of India? Who is the President of India? What's the capital of Russia? All this little questions. And then I asked him like this, I asked him to follow my fingertip, and I was moving my finger all over like this. He had to follow my fingertip with his eyes. And then I sensed his pulse. I had a calculator. I looked into his eyes. I wrote a few things. And finally, I wrote on a paper, big letters, like 98 percentile. Balaji asked me, what is that 98 percentile? I said, Balaji, among 100 students, you are at the 98th level. So when we take 100 students, there'll be hardly 2 who will be higher than you. You are brilliant. You are great. You are stupendous. You can perform well, I said. Then he asked me, what's your qualification? I said, I'm a PhD, psychologist, psychotherapist. Really? Friends, I believed right away what I said, 98 percentile. But I just made a statement, you are 98 percentile, that's all. Okay? Friends, in the following exam, he got straight A in all the exams. Got it? All that I did was I made him believe that he was brilliant, he was very intelligent, and once he believed, he was able to achieve. Can you do this every day? Take a mirror, look into the mirror, okay, and say whatever your name is. Okay, supposing your name is Balaji, just look into the mirror and say, Balaji, I trust you, you are intelligent. Say 100 times a day and see how your intelligence will really, really boost up. Okay. your learning will be extremely good. Number 2, if you have a clear goal, your memory will be excellent. Okay, friends, they have found out very clearly, those at the age of 14, you should have a clear goal. This is who I want to become. Okay, friends, it's around 14 years, your brain will start focusing on the future career and future profession. So as much as possible, start working on this. Around 14 age, when you're 14 years, okay, friends, that's a time to do aptitude tests. Friends, in the next session, we will deal with, later on, not today, later on, we will deal with this aptitude test. You can figure out, what kind of a profession that would be fitting for you. Okay, that time. So once you have a clarity as to who you want to become, okay, your memory will automatically will get boosted. So try to figure out who you want to become later and as soon as possible. Okay. Third, very important, friends, utility. If you have a sense of utility, that means you have to know, I'm doing my studies. Okay. If you know, doing my studies, okay, will help me with my job, with my career, with my profession. Friends, your memory will go very high. Okay. Friends, maybe I'll give you an example. While I was studying, I had both French and English. I had to study. Okay. Friends, I all the time had a feeling during my school days, hey, English will be useful for me in the future. But what about this French? It's not going to help me in any way. I'm not going to speak French. Okay. So I all the time had this thought in my mind. English is going to help me, but French is not going to help me. Friends, because of this thought, what happened? Now I have developed my English, but my French is zero. I have forgotten everything I learned. Even though I did an exam, I passed in my French exam. If you ask me now, I will not remember anything about French. Why? Because my brain, kept saying French is not useful for me. And so it will, all that information will evaporate from your mind. And then you may not remember those things. So friends, before you start studying, can you keep telling your mind, this is very useful for me. What I'm going to study now will help me later. So have this thought all the time in your mind, that utility. Okay, then that will boost your memory. Friends, be in a resourceful state. Very, very important. Be in a resourceful state. Now I'm going to tell you, if you can follow this every day, your memory will go up. Friends, it's a little exercise. Shall we all do this? Okay. Can you place your hands on your lap? Everybody sit upright. Okay. Friends, anytime you learn, see that your back is upright. That will help your learning. Okay. Look straight ahead. Raise your eyes slightly, like 30 degrees. Raise your eyes slightly. Okay. Look up. Friends, when you do this, your brain will be emanating alpha waves. Alpha waves are very important for learning, for studying, for memory. Okay, friends? So raise your eyes slightly and say superlatives. Friends, a country that uses superlatives most will come up in life. Okay, and come up even economically. You want to really come up in your life? Okay, use superlatives every day. Friends, you can look into the mirror and say, or you can think of yourself and say, right now, okay, come on. Friends, if you say, you are, okay, it will work better than saying, I am. Okay, So can you all utter your name? Friends, my name is Wilson, so I'm going to start with this. Can you repeat after me? Say it out loud. Once again, hands on your lap. You sit upright. Your eyes are turned upward slightly. And do 3 deep breathing. Can you breathe it 3 times? Have deep breath. 1. Deep breathing. 2. 3. Okay, now start. Okay, and now repeat after me. Say your name, Wilson. You are great. Come on, say. You are super. You are superb. You are intelligent. You are brilliant. You are splendorous. You are wonderful. You are awesome. You are fantastic. You are fabulous. You are stupendous. You are amazing. You are incredible. Wow. You are a great child of God. You are formed in the image of God. You are almost like God. I love you. Okay, friends, these are superlatives. Shall we repeat once more? If you want to take down, you can take down. We will send you through PowerPoints also information. Okay, let's do it once again. Okay, you say your name, not my name. Okay, whatever your name is, say and say, you are great. You are super. You are superb. You are a great child of God. You are intelligent. You are brilliant. You are wondrous. You are splendorous. You are fantastic. You are fabulous. You are superb. You are amazing. You are stupendous. You're awesome. You're great. You're a child of God. You are in the image of God. So friends, keep on saying this, before you start studying, you say this, okay? Then your brain is well prepared for studies. Then as you wind up your studies, do it once more and see the result after 2 weeks. You will be becoming really, really more intelligent and brilliant. Whatever you learn, it will stay in your mind permanently. Okay, friends? Good. Now, friends, there are various memory techniques we want to learn properly. Okay, these are the memory techniques that will really help you keep all informations registered in your mind permanently. Okay, friends, you can do these little exercises every day and follow these memory techniques. Okay, friends, these are all from great experts. Okay, these are called mnemonic devices. Okay, mnemonic devices. Okay, friends, there are different methods of learning. Okay, there are almost 9 techniques of learning. Okay, if you're a person who is not naturally interested in studies, these techniques will help you a lot. Okay, if you think you're not that interested in studies, you are not that good in studies, these techniques are excellent tools for you. Okay, so we'll go over them one by one. The first one is called association techniques. You associate what you're going to learn with something you know already. Okay, friends? So what you're learning is something new, but you associate that with something you already know. Then it's easy to remember. Okay? Yeah. Friends, I remember when I was small, my teacher taught me physics, okay? He taught us Archimedes Principle. And then in order to remember this Archimedes Principle, okay, he gave us an example of a Titanic. Everybody knows about Titanic. You have seen the movie. You know about what happened to Titanic, okay? He said the Archimedes Principle was not followed in Titanic. Okay, so friends, according to Archimedes' principle, the amount of water displaced will really make an object buoyant, right? It will make an object float. Whereas in Titanic, what happened? Instead of water getting displaced, it went into the ship and the ship sank. Okay, so when my teacher told us about Titanic, we could remember Archimedes' principle so well. Everybody is aware of Titanic, but we are not aware of Archimedes. So when we are learning about Archimedes' principle, you connect it with, associate it with the Titanic, and you will remember it so well. Okay, friends? This is called association method. Friends, look at another technique. Okay, say you want to know all the about all the 12 months of a year. You know, some months have 31 days, some months have 30 days or 28 days. Okay, for this, can you try this now? Stretch both your hands in front of you and fold your hands and clench your fist and create a structure like this. You see on screen, right? Look at this. Friends, you can see little hills and little peaks. Little valleys, right? Little hills and little valleys. So whenever you come across a hill, it is 31 days. When you have valleys, it is either 28 or 30 days. So looking at this, we can easily know which are the months that have 31 days, which are the ones that have 30. See, January 31, February 28, March 31, April 30, May 31, June 30, July 31, August 31. See, friends, this is a good way of knowing which month has got what number of days. Okay, this is called association technique. Okay, friends. Yeah. The next technique is called acronym technique. What is acronym technique? Friends, you want to learn a series of words in a certain order. You take the first letter of those words and put them together. That becomes a word, a term. Then easy to remember. We all know about the 7 colors in a rainbow, okay? And you take, a letter from every word, put them together. We call it Vibgyor. From this, looking at this, can you spell all the 7 colors? Yeah, like violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, and red. Friends, how do we do this? By doing acronym. Okay, this is a very handy method. See how we have here. Okay, we go this way. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. So this is a good acronym method. Friends, we have a lot of acronyms like this. For example, you want to know the great lakes in the world. Okay, the biggest lakes. we have this acronym called HOMES. Okay, like, HOMES. H stands for Huron. That's a lake. Then O stands for Ontario Lake. Okay, M stands for Michigan. E stands for Erie, and S stands for Superior. So we know if you can take all your keywords and create an acronym, you can learn very well. Okay. Friends, more or less it's time. If there's any quick question, I can answer. Now, next session will be the most important session because there I'm going to teach you techniques of memorizing. Friends, there are something we have to learn verbatim. Verbatim means word to word. For example, you are memorizing a poem, okay, or a verse, a scripture verse. Then you will have to learn it, or a theorem, word to word. Okay, that's called verbatim. And there's something called a concept learning. What is that? You read a lesson, you have to remember all the key terms in that lesson in sequence, right? That's called concept learning. We will deal with both. Friends, now those of you who want to have a little break, you can have break. We'll come back after half an hour, but 1 or 2 people have raised their hand. So if you have a query, you're most welcome. Can you unmute and ask?
Annabella, can you unmute?
How do we remember the multiple table?
Sorry.
How do we remember the multiple tables?
Okay. Friends, they have devised techniques for everything you want to learn. They are available. You just have to access them. Now, if you ask me whether I have that, no, not right now. But friends, they have managed to create a learning method for everything that's important in your life. Okay? You just have to do a bit of searching. You will be able to get that. Okay, Annabelle? Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Next person. When somebody is asking about music, I'm going to say
Hello.
in the next session, okay, about music. Sure.
Hello.
Hello. Go on.
Hello.
Yeah. Okay, friends, we'll have a little break. Okay. Shall we come back in a half an hour?
Hello.
Friends, we'll start
Sir,
at
can you
11
hear me?
a.m. sharp. Okay. Thank you all so much. Have a little cup of coffee or something refreshing and come back. Thank you.
Thank you, Father. Thank you, friends.
Thank you.
Kindly log in before 10 minutes so that we can admit you inside. Yeah. Thank you.
Friends, every time I say hello, can you respond by saying hi? I say hi, you say hello. Come on. Hello. Hi. Hello, hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Say God is good, you say
Hi.
all the time. I say all the time, you
Hi.
say God is good.
Hello.
All the time.
Hello.
All the
God is
time.
good.
Hi.
All the time.
God is good.
Good.
All the time.
Okay. And later on, you're all going to become leaders, right? So I say a leader, you say ship. I say ship, you say leader, leadership. Okay. Leader.
Ship.
Ship. Hi.
Leader.
Hello.
Hello.
Morning, Father.
God is good.
All the
All
time.
the
All the time.
Okay, friends, can you all unmute now? We'll carry
Good
on.
morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning, Father. Anushya, ma'am.
Morning. Morning, good people.
Good morning, Father.
Morning. Okay. So there are different ways of learning. Okay. None of us has got an extremely good memory. Friends, by adopting all these techniques, okay, our memory can be boosted. So the first one we saw is association method, right? And then we proceeded to acronym method. Now let's proceed to the next level called Acrostic Method. What is this acrostic method? Okay, it's something similar to acronym, but slightly different from acrostic. If I exhibit this, then it'll be clear for you. Friends, you want to remember all the 9 planets, you know. Of course, we have memorized it already, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, right? Now for the newcomers, those who are starting anew, there is a good way of remembering it, okay? Like there is a statement called, my very educated mother just served us 9 pizzas. Pizzas is a classical example, okay? You can make it 9 puris or pani puri or something, okay? Yeah. So here you can see every first letter of a word stands for one of the planets, right? So you can see the first letter highlighted. So my, M stands for Mercury. Very, V stands for Venus. Educated, E stands for Earth. And mother, M stands for Mars. Just, okay, J stands for Jupiter. You can go on like this. Am I clear? So friends, you want to memorize some words, you can make a little acrostic statement like this, then you will remember. Okay? Friends, the good news is they have already made acronyms and acrostic for every subject possible. You just have to search and find out those ones and start using them, that's all. All these are available already. So my very educated mother just served us 9 pizzas: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. Okay. The next method is called the music method. You want to learn something, you know, you can, if you add a tune to that, then it's easy to remember. Take for example, for children, we teach them alphabets, right? A, B, C, D. You add a little tune, then easy to remember, okay? Little tune you add, for example, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. You know that tune, right? So if you add a little tune, then mind can register it much better. Okay, for anything, you add a tune. For example, friends, there is a poem of Rabindranath Tagore. Okay, there are numerous strings in your lute. Let me add my own among them. Okay, these are special words. Now, very difficult to memorize them. But if you add a tune, then brain can retain that memory so well. Okay, for example, if you put, there is a tune for this. Okay, easy to remember. For example, let me sing it this way. Okay. There are numerous strings in your lute. Okay. There are numerous strings in your lute. Let me add my own among them. Then when you smite your chord, my heart will break its silence, and my life will be one with your song. So, if you have a few verses like this, you want to learn them better, okay, add a little tune. So, easy to learn them. Okay, friends? Now, you can also create songs. Okay, something you want to remember. For example, 7 notes in a song. In India, we say sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, sa. Okay. In English, they say do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do, or ti, do. Okay. Now, what you do is take every syllable here. Okay. Like do, re. You try to give a meaning and create a song. Then easy to remember those 7 in sequence. Okay. So we all know there is a song, beautiful song to remember all the 7 notes. Okay. It's from a movie called The Sound of Music. So some of you might know this. So can you join me and sing? You don't have to unmute. Let it be muted because, we are in different frequencies. And let me sing it for you. Okay? Yeah. Let's start at the very beginning. A very good place to start. When you read, you begin with A, B, C. When you sing, you begin with Do, Re, Mi, Do, Re, Mi. The first three notes just happen to be Do, Re, Mi, Do, Re, Mi, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti. Let's see if we can make it easy. Do, a deer, a female deer. Re, a drop of golden sun. Mi, a name I call myself. Far, a long, long way to run. So, a needle pulling thread. La, a note to follow. So, tea, a drink with jam and bread. That will bring us back to Do, ho, 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 Do, a deer. So you create a song, then easy to remember. Friends, I learned this as a little boy. I remember it for so many years because it is in a song form. Okay, this is a good way to remember something. Okay. So if you can create a song, okay, friends, that song becomes one with your emotion and easy to remember it. Okay, good. Now we know this Pegboard method of learning. For children, we have this, right? A, B, C, D, you want to learn. Then they have a word, something they know. You tag it. You create a tag. Like A stands for apple, B for ball, C for cat, D for dog. Everybody knows this because when we started our schooling, we had this. This is called a Pegboard method. So whatever you want to learn, okay, you connect that with something you know already, something symbolic. Okay, friends? So this is a Pegboard method. This is extremely good. Now the next one is called chunking method. This is used mainly to remember, a series of numbers. See here, there is a series of numbers, 0, 8, 1, 1, 2, 7, 8, 8, 2. So in order to remember this, what do you do? We do chunking. What is chunking? Instead of reading it at a stretch, we do like this, okay? 0, 8, 1, 1, 2, 7, 8, 8, 2. So when you try to, chunk them, it's easy to remember, okay? This is specially used for learning numbers if they are too long. Okay, friends? Good. The next one is imagery. You create a funny image, okay? And then you have this acrostic connected to it. Now look at this, then you would understand. Okay, can you all read this? People really hate elephants on compact cars. Okay, imagine big elephant standing on a small car. You can remember it so well. Okay, from this, easy to memorize this. People really hate elephants on compact car. Friends, now the first letter of every word stands for some other word. Easy to remember. Okay, friends, those who do college studies, you are doing methodology, right? There is a scientific way of doing methodology. For that, you will have to follow these 7 steps. Now, look at this. Okay, you can correlate those 7 steps with this little acronym. Okay, see, problem first. Then you can correlate it with people. Then really, you can remember research, hate, hypothesis, elephants, experiment, then on, observations, compact, conclusions, and then cars, communicate. Then these are the different ways we can retain information in our mind. Okay, this is called imagery method. You create an image and then easy to remember. Friends, now the best one I have reserved for the last. Okay, maybe this is a most effective method of learning. Story building method. Friends, we have seen every time we want to teach a moral lesson, we say a story, right? So when a moral lesson is connected with a story, we remember it so well. Okay. Now, even your class, in your lesson, there are some keywords, right? You put them together, you create a funny story. You will remember that entire lesson. Okay. Friends, last time I had this course, I asked the students to suggest some words that are not related. Okay. They suggested 10 words. I have put them here. Now, if I start asking you, it will take more time. Okay. So I have put those words already. Okay. Friends, somebody suggested like this: elephant, book, apple, water, cap, TV, mask, Nepal, doctor, chapati, wrestler, prayer. Are they connected in any way? They are totally different, right? Friends, you want to remember all these 10 words in sequence. Okay, then you can use this story building method. Now, look at these words. Let's create a story. Friends, very difficult for all of us to interact. So what I'll do is I'll create a story. Okay. And with this story, you can close your eyes, run that story in your mind. You can come up with these 10 words. Okay. Friends, every time I mention this keyword, it's better to add an attribute. Instead of saying elephant, I can say white elephant. Am I clear? So we haven't seen white elephant, right? This is called extraterrestrial. Whenever you see you say something that is funny or something that is extraordinary, mind will register it very well. Am I clear? Yeah. Friends, you have seen an ant. Ant is so small. You say giant ant. Your mind will register this better. Okay. We have only seen a black color elephant or a gray color. Now you say, okay, a white elephant, mind will register it better. Or you say small elephant, okay, like this. Okay. Now let me start like a story, okay. Once upon a time, there was a white elephant. Okay. He sat, he had a book in his left hand. Now what book? You can say, fairy tale book, some book. Okay. And he had an apple in his right hand, and he was sipping water. Okay, or you can put it this way, okay? He was looking at the book. He was holding apple in his left hand and a water bottle in his right hand. He was wearing a cap and watching TV. Am I clear? For each one, you add an attribute. Now, to save time, I'm not saying very much. Okay, add an attribute, then it'll be easier. Then he left his house. He was wearing mask. He flew to Nepal. He fell sick. He met his doctor. Doctor advised him to eat chapati. After eating chapati, he became very strong and became a wrestler. Okay, after becoming a champion, he started praying to God and he thanked to God. Am I clear? Simple. But friends, all the keywords add an attribute. Now let's add an attribute. Okay. A white elephant was reading this, let's say, a physics book. He was holding a Kashmir apple in his right hand or a left hand. And what water? Some name you give. Okay. Like black color water, black water. Friends, you don't get to see black water. Just say black water in his hands. He was wearing cap. What cap? You give some name to that cap. And then, so like this, you add a little adjective to every word and create a story. Friends, running that story in your mind, you'll be able to write all the keywords. Okay, this is an excellent method. Okay, friends. Friends, now let's go to two different techniques of learning. Okay, if you follow this method, your learning will be really, really great. So, friends, follow this particular method of learning and you will remember everything permanently. Okay. Friends, now hereafter, every time you learn, can you do these three? You can remember very well. Number one, make your notes visually more appealing. Okay. Supposing when you're taking notes, instead of taking notes with one color, you use various colors of sketches or crayons, different colors. They will help you even more. Okay, make that material look brighter, looking attractive. Friends, that's why we use PowerPoint when we teach. Why? PowerPoint doesn't have just little letters, okay? They have graphics, they have various colors. So mind can register them better. Okay, yeah. So make your notes visually better and then read aloud. Whenever you memorize something, instead of saying it in silence, if you read it aloud, your mind will register it much better. Friends, do you understand now? So all the time, reading aloud is very good, especially for verbatim learning. You want to memorize something. Even otherwise, it's good, especially for memorizing. Friends, studies show when you're doing your studies, walking and studying is much better than sitting and studying. You might be having a very small room. Even there, you can walk up and down when you're memorizing. Okay? Walk up and down and you keep learning. It's extremely good. Okay, friends? Now, some of you, well, if you're in the classroom, you're not allowed to walk up and down. So what you can do is, look at me. As you are learning, you can keep waving your hands like this. Supposing you're holding your book in your hand this way, then wave your this hand this way. Okay, any kind of kinesthetic movement, body movement will boost your memory. Okay, you wave. But better tell your parents or teachers this is a method. That otherwise they will think something has gone wrong with you. They might say, you were quite okay until you attended that seminar. After that, something has gone wrong, they might say. Okay. So, friends, when you walk and study, it is much, much better. Okay. Good. Now let us go to verbatim learning. That means you want to memorize something. This method is excellent. It's called learning verbatim. What is verbatim? Word by word. Friends, let me give you a little theorem. The theory of Newton's 3 law. Okay. So the first law says, every object continues in a state of rest or in a state of velocity, uniform velocity, unless acted upon by an external force. Okay. So it's a little theory of Newton. Every object tries to be in a state of rest or in a state of uniform velocity unless acted upon by an external force. See, this I cannot change the words according to my will. I have to learn it as it is. Okay. So how to learn it as it is? For this, there is a method called a boson cycle. Come on, say boson cycle, because he's a scientist. Okay. Boson revision cycle. So when you are learning, if you follow this, you will remember it for life. Then the first step is called committing. According to boson cycle, what is committing? You take that verse, you keep on reading it loud many times, 10 times or 20 times or 30 or 40 or 50 times until you feel satisfied. Friends, I cannot say how many times exactly because it varies from one person to another. For some people, their grasping is so high, repeating a verse 10 times is more than enough. But there are people, you will have to repeat it 50 times. So you have to figure out, okay? Keep reading until your mind says enough. This is called committing. I have to keep on saying, every object tries to be in a state of rest or in a state of uniform velocity unless acted upon by an external force. Every object. So keep on saying it over and over again. Okay? Until you feel satisfied. This is called committing. So it might take 2 minutes or it might take 5 minutes. But do until your brain says enough. Friends, second one is called review. First review, it should be done within 10 minutes. Very, very important. Friends, there are teachers attending this. I want to tell teachers, whenever you are uttering a new term, whenever you are exposing a new concept to your students, okay, please keep this in mind. You will have to repeat that concept within 10 minutes. Otherwise, they will lose most of it. Am I clear? Friends, anything you want to learn, you have to revise it within 10 minutes. Then your learning is really, really great. See, supposing you are seeing something on YouTube, TV, social media, some new term. You are coming across that term just first time. Okay? Friends, after you learn, within 10 minutes, you have to rehearse that in your mind, that particular term. Keep saying that within 10 minutes. This is why 10 minutes, that's called a percolation time. Mind takes about 10 minutes to absorb a concept. Okay? Toward the end of that minute, you once again utter that or say that verse. And then the registering is really good. You try this for yourself and you will see its full effect. Okay. And then the second review has to be done the following day. So the next day, the following day, you once again review that. How long? For 2 minutes enough. Friends, first day and the second day, we have no time stipulation. Okay. You do it until your brain is satisfied. But from the second review onwards, it's enough you do it for 2 minutes. Your mind would remember it so well. And the third review is done in the following week. After 1 week, you do a third review just for 2 minutes. That's all. That's more than enough. 2 minutes is fine. Okay. Good. Then the fourth review is done like a month later, 1 month later. If you do the fourth review 1 month later, and 6 months later, the last review, fifth review, okay, 6 months later. If you're able to do like this, you will remember it even after 100 years. Okay, so let's go over this once again. So first, you do committing. What is committing? Keep on saying that verse over and over again, many times, 10 times, 20 times, until your mind says enough. That means you reach a plateau. Your mind says enough. So keep on repeating until then. Then the first review is done within 10 minutes. Okay, within 10 minutes, you once again try to say that verse a few times, maybe 5 times enough. And then the following day, keep on reciting that for 2 minutes. Okay, every object tries to be in a state of rest or in a state of uniform velocity unless acted upon by an external force. Keep on saying this. And then the next review after a week, just 2 minutes. Then after a month, 2 minutes. After 6 months, little time. Friends, that will register everything physically, permanently. In your brain, it will be registered. Okay? Friends, you will never forget it unless you have an accident and somebody loses their brain. Otherwise, you would remember every bit of that, even for 100 years. Got it? Very simple, simple. So friends, this is called a learning verbatim. Now let's go on to the next, concept learning. You want to learn lessons, right? Friends, when you take lessons, you don't learn them verbatim, right? You understand the key words, key concepts. You got to retain that in mind. So during exam, what do? Having that in mind, you start keeping the keywords in your mind. You put the sentence in your own words, right? You don't copy it verbatim. Okay, so friends, this is called concept learning. And let's see how this can be done. By the way, whenever you try to memorize, okay, friends, what you do is, so after you finish your learning, for 10 minutes, avoid learning something new. Am I clear? Okay. Friends, let me put it this way. You have learned something, right? For 10 minutes, don't open the TV or a channel and watch anything new for 10 minutes. Why? The percolation time is 10 minutes. Okay, your brain needs about 10 minutes to absorb that concept and keep it inside. So for 10 minutes, avoid doing things like, you immediately take your WhatsApp and try to read all the messages, new messages, new information. Friends, supposing you're watching a movie, you have already seen it 3 times, no problem. Okay, when you put on a TV news, all the information is new, right? Friends, when you're getting new information, mind will give importance to that news rather than what's registering in your mind. Am I clear? So the best thing to do right after studies is do some little exercise or brain gym or do a little a manual work. Okay, clean your table, arrange your shelf, do your bed. Okay, maybe vacuum, sweep your room, do some physical activity for 10 minutes. You want to play? Fantastic. You want to dance? Extremely good. For 10 minutes, put on some music and dance. Registering will be great. Any body movement is extremely good for memorizing. Am I clear? Even while you are memorizing, okay, every object tries to be in a state of rest, or, you can dance and learn. Fantastic. You can walk and learn. All these are good. Okay. Friends, while memorizing, can you sweep your room and memorize? Extremely good. Any body movement along with learning is extremely good. Okay, friends? Yeah. Now let's go to learning concept. So how to arrange the keywords in your mind and how to write your exams. Okay. Friends, when you're taking a lesson and reading, this is what you do. First one is normal reading and underlying. Normal reading and underlying. Or underlining or highlighting also. You either underline or highlight the keywords. Not every verse, only the keywords, okay, in your lesson. You underline. Or you can even highlight. Have a highlighter, you can highlight. Okay, all the keywords. Okay. Friends, now listen to the second step. Very, very important because you are not familiar with this. This is called speed reading. Come on, say. Speed reading. Yeah, how many times you do it? 7 times. Okay. Now I'll explain what speed reading is. Okay. Yeah. You are learning your lesson, right? You have underlined, underscored all the keywords, right? What is speed learning is you hold your notebook or a book in your hand. Okay. You don't read the entire lesson. Friends, entire lesson has to be read only once. Now, listen to this carefully. Many of us think by reading a lesson over and over again, you will learn it better. No, not at all. Okay. Friends, there is a method of learning that's more important than spending more time in studies. That's why in this method, you spend a little time, but your memory will be great. Those of you who are not interested in studies, those who feel you're a dull person, you cannot apply yourself to study so much. You have a very poor memory if you feel this method is excellent. It is absolutely wonderful. Okay. So you read the lesson once thoroughly, once. And while reading, you underline all the keywords. Now, what is second speed reading? Second step. Now, listen to me carefully. You don't read the entire lesson. Focus only on the key terms. Okay, friends, once you come across a key term, hold that in mind, close your eyes and try to explain it in your mind. That is speed reading. Am I clear? Then go to the next keyword and say that, and then close your eyes and try to explain. Don't continue reading the book. You have already understood the concept, right? Supposing you have understood what Archimedes Principle is, okay? Close your eyes and try to explain it. As you are reading, you come across this term called a Doppler effect. Okay, so first you have read, you have understood what Doppler effect is. Now you said Doppler effect, close your eyes and explain that term. Am I clear? So every keyword, you will have to utter it with your mouth and explain it in your mind, but don't look at the book. You look at only the keywords. Friends, am I making sense now? If I'm not clear, please ask me right now. Let me repeat this. You have to do second step is, okay, speed reading. What is speed reading? First time I have done full reading. Now, as I go through, whenever I come across a keyword, I look at the keyword and then I give explanation in my mind without looking at the book. Am I clear? You do one full reading. Like this, you do 7 times, maybe at a stretch or with breaks or whatever. Friends, I assure you this, even if you feel you're not good in studies, you do speed reading 7 times and see that information will never evaporate from your mind, even for 100 years. So if you're learning in June, you will remember it during March or April when you are doing your final exams. Of course, you are going to, review everything later also. But you do speed reading 7 times. So everybody keep this in mind. Normal reading is done once. Then you do speed reading 7 times. Got it? Friends, this information is from experts. They have tried it in many countries for decades, and it has worked. Okay. Friends, I can even give you an example done in India, experiment. One NGO in Hyderabad, they did this particular method. They wanted to test. You know what they did in Hyderabad? There are private schools, they do this. They want excellent output during a 10th standard board exam. So what do? They want centum and they want all toppers. Okay. So they have a very tough exam during January. Okay. A mock exam. And where they have to, cover the entire portion for 10th standard. Okay. Friends, they have some, whatever ceiling, like 60%, 70%. Okay. Those who get below that, they are asked to discontinue. No, these schools, they don't allow them to write the board exam because they say, we want to show centum. Okay, they advertise in the paper and all that. So many students get dropped out. They are pushed out of the school. They say, you join some private tutorial school and then you do your private exam. You cannot do in our banner. Many are pushed out. One NGO, one organization, okay, they collected 350 girls and boys who were pushed out of the schools. Okay, and they were given training only for 21 days by this NGO. They were all brought together and they followed this particular method, the 6-step method. Okay, friends. And you know what? It was really amazing. All of them got marks above 70 in their board exam. Some of them went straight A. Excellent performance. So this method is for those people who feel they are not good in studies. It's also excellent for people who are already good in studies. Okay, friends? Now, what I would suggest is after this class session, friends come together and continue sharing with each other about this particular method, because some of you might understand it very well, not everybody. So you better explain this to your friends. Am I clear? Friends, now everyone say it out loud. You don't have to unmute. Say, come on. Normal reading and highlighting. Then next is speed reading for, you do 7 times speed reading. Third, lecturing. Wonderful. What you do is, this can be done in your home. Okay. You are lecturing using the book. What is that? Okay. Friends, this cannot be done so much in your school. You can do it at home. How do you do this? Okay. It's good you have a separate room for this. What you do, hold your notebook in the hand. Imagine you are a teacher. And imagine there are plenty of students in front of you. Okay. So holding the notebook, now you start teaching those students. If you want, you can have a little scale or a stick in your hand. You want to be a very strict, disciplined teacher, fine. Okay, shut the door. And then you start taking class. And you say, dear students, now I'm going to explain the first concept and start explaining. Okay. Now, when you go into teaching mode, you know what happens? If you have not learned properly, you cannot teach properly, right? You can figure out whether you have learned properly by teaching. Only by teaching, you know whether you have registered all the concepts, whether you are able to explain them properly. Okay. Now, if you figure out that you have not understood some concept, please don't proceed to 4th step. Am I clear? You have to clarify those doubts. Supposing there is a particular term you haven't understood, don't go to the 4th step. Rather, maybe call your friend and ask what it is, or your teacher. Clarify that. Okay. By the time you come to 3rd step, you are teaching. Okay. You should know that lesson thoroughly. Friends, as I'm explaining, you might feel it very cumbersome, very tedious, as you do, it will become a joyful experience. Got it? So do lecturing. That way you can be a teacher for a little time, right? Friends, how about school? In your school, what you can do is you sort of have group discussion. When you have a group discussion, then easy to learn. Okay. 4th step is, friends, look at this. See how powerful your memory is when you are teaching. Let me read this, okay? We learn 10% of what we read, 20% of what we hear, 30% of what we see, 50% of what we see and hear, 70% of what we discuss, 80% of what we experience, and 95% of what we teach others. The moment you start teaching, you will remember it 95%. Don't you like it? Okay. What is the 4th step? Okay. After you finish your lecturing, what you do is you organize the key concepts. There are 2 ways of organizing your key concepts. You know, one is called tree chart. The other one is called mind mapping. What is a tree chart? Friends, you make a little table of content with all your keywords, key terms. Okay, you make a little a tree chart like this, table of content, little chart. You know, the main concepts first, title and the subtitle and subtitle, Okay, have this order. If you want, you can add little color, different colors. Then your mind will register it much better. Okay. Then there's also a method called mind mapping. Now, we have no time for mind mapping right now, but you can certainly learn it from YouTube and from, there are so many YouTube and, online. There are websites that teach you mind mapping. Mind mapping is very good for memorizing. Okay. You organize all the key terms in a certain way called mind mapping. Okay. See, this is also a mind mapping. Now, fifth one is, this is interesting. You do lecturing once more. Okay, once more lecturing, but this time, very, very important. See, use a tree chart and not the book. Okay, first time when you lecture, you are using book in your hand. You are having book. Here, you're not having book, rather you have the tree chart. The table of content. You have organized your keywords and have that in your hand, and you do lecturing. Imagine you are a teacher and then you are lecturing to your students. Okay. Hope I'm making sense. So there are 2 times you lecture. First time you are holding book, and second time, no book, rather your tree chart. And finally, 6th is testing. What is testing? If you are doing written exam, then write, and then rehearse. Okay. If it is oral, see, like you're going to give a speech, writing is not important there. You have to, say it out loud. Give a speech. That's a way of testing. Okay. If you are doing a lab experiment, go to lab and do it once, twice, 3 times, many times. Then that registers in your mind. Friends, hope I'm making sense. Am I clear? Yeah. So the mode of performance should be the mode of testing. If you're going to have written exam, keep on writing and practice. If you have to give oral, it's going to be oral, or let's say you're going to give speech. Okay, go to your terrace, open terrace, and keep on giving speech loudly. If it is a lab experiment you will have to do, go to the lab and do it. If it is a mathematical derivation, okay, you take a problem and you start deriving and then come with a solution. Keep on practicing. Whatever be the mode of a test, okay, that should be the mode of rehearsing also. If you are able to practice these 6 steps, friends, you will remember that for life. All that you have to do is just before the exam, rehearse all these. Okay. And friends, now let's focus specifically on exams. So that's what we are here for, how to perform your in your exams very well. Okay. Friends, now you're all going to have an annual exam or a semester exam, whatever. Okay. Think of how many exams you'll be having. Supposing you have 8 exams or 10 exams, what you do is prepare 8 or 10 charts. 1 chart for every exam. Clear? Clear? If you have 8 exams, 8 chart, 10 exams, 10 chart, 12 exams, 12 charts. So each chart for an exam. What you will do is, supposing you have, let's say, English exam. There are, let's say, 23 chapters in your book. You will have to cover all the 23 chapters. What do? Have a big chart and divide portions, have little 23 boxes. In that box, you will write only the key terms in that lesson. Am I clear? The tree chart. Friends, if you are preparing just 1 lesson, you can have 1 chart per lesson. No, your exam on just 1 lesson. Now you are going to have 23 lessons in 1 exam. So have 23 boxes in one chart and write, preferably with your hand, all the keywords in order. Friends, now keep this in mind. Once you have created a chart like this, please don't go back to your book. Keep it inside the shelf. Because after you prepare your tree chart, if you take your book, your memory will go down. It will diminish. Not at all good. Even teachers, please instruct your students this way. Once they are clear with the tree chart, don't go back to the book. If you go back to the book, that means you are doubting your memory, and memory will go down. Because you are the boss, the master, and whatever you believe, the memory will follow that. Okay, friends? So don't go to the book. Now what you do is, with a tree chart, now take lesson number 1 and read concept number 1 and try to explain that in your mind. Now point number 2, try to explain that. Okay. Point number 3, you explain. That's how you have to study before exam. Okay. Friends, now that you're going to have exam very soon, prepare charts like this, and every day take the chart and go through those key terms and then try to explain them. Supposing one term is not at all clear for you, okay, you are wondering what that is, and it doesn't make any sense. Then go to the book and try to understand it, or ask your friend or teacher and get to know it. Am I clear? I know it is tedious for many of you, but just follow the 6 steps. You will do your exams great. Now let's go over those 6 steps. Friends, without looking at the notebook, can you all say it out loud? You don't have to unmute. Just say it out loud. Okay. First step is normal reading and highlighting. Step 2, speed reading. How many times? 7 times. And third, you understand what third is? Lecturing. So hold the book and start lecturing. Imagine you are the teacher, there are students in front of you, and start lecturing. 4, okay, create a tree chart. Take all the keywords and put them in order, okay, like the keyword first, main topic and subtopic and sub. That way, create a tree chart and keep it ready. This is 4th step. 5th step is holding the tree chart, you give a lecture. Okay. And when you are giving, if the concepts are not clear, then go back to your book. Okay. Yeah. And finally, do testing. How? If you are having written exam, write and practice. If you are having oral, say it out loud and practice. If it is a lab experiment, and you have to do that. If it is a derivation, you will have to do, keep on doing it on a notebook. This is how, your mind becomes a really, really strong in terms of memorizing. Am I clear? Yeah. Friends, before exam, how do you prepare for exam? Please avoid going through that entire book before exam. That's not a good idea. Go through only the tree chart. Most of us do this, the previous night, you are up the entire night trying to learn. That's not a good idea. Friends, we need an excellent brain and a powerful brain for exam, right? So go to bed as soon as possible. Have a good rest. But before going to bed, take the tree chart. Go through it many times the previous day. Got it? Have a good sleep. When you wake up in the morning, hold only the tree chart in front of you, not the book. Friends, if you try to learn something new from the book, what will happen? You will be learning that particular portion, but that will dissolve the things you have learned earlier. Am I clear? If your tree chart is ready, don't try to learn something new, because that will diminish that memory of the previous concepts. So go through that tree chart over and over again. You wake up early in the morning. Okay, go to bed early, wake up early in the morning, keep on rehearsing all this entire tree chart before exam. Friends, when you go for an exam, morning breakfast, don't have biryani, don't have pizza, don't go for heavy food. Go for high energy food. Okay, friends, simple like idli, dosa. Don't be hungry. Don't overeat also. Moderate. Eat food that can be easily digested. Am I clear? Don't go for too much of non-veg during breakfast before exam. Why? Non-veg will take more time for digestion. Your brain will not get enough of blood and energy. Okay, friends? So what do? You have light breakfast, but take with you in a bottle, instead of water, take glucose water. Am I clear? Glucose water. Or if you cannot afford all that, take some sugar water. Add sugar to your water. The better one is jaggery. If you have this jaggery, sugarcane sugar, jaggery. You can take either jaggery or you dissolve it in water and take that in a bottle. That's exactly 5 minutes before your exam. Drink that. Okay, only little, right? You're not emptying the bottle full because in between you may have to run to the toilet. Okay, so have a little bottle and have condensed glucose. When you drink glucose, your brain works much better. Okay, friends? Now, as you begin your exam, relax your body from top to toe. Okay, don't try to learn anything new. Rehearse what you have already learned from your tree chart, that's all. Don't try to learn anything new. Now, when you get the question paper, some of you right away start writing. Friends, spend only 1 minute or maximum 2 minutes for planning. Because planning is so important. First and foremost, you start ticking the answers, the questions for which you know answers very well. Tick, 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 everything. Okay? So make a plan. Your mind has already settled with a plan. Then it will cooperate with you when you start writing. Am I clear? Yeah. Friends, when you write, just write whatever concepts you know first. Then other ones you can add later. Supposing some concepts you remember in a particular question, answer, you write that, you don't remember some. Don't keep waiting. Why? You keep on going to other questions. As you are writing others, suddenly you will remember some of the little concepts you had forgotten, key terms. Now go back and write and then continue. Am I clear? Friends, first you finish whatever you have learned, whatever that comes to your mind clearly. Write fast. Afterwards, you can fill in the gaps. Okay? Some things you don't remember, you want to add. You keep them to the end. Friends, once you have a confidence, I have written paper more or less good. Your brain relaxes a little, then whatever you had forgotten will crop up at that moment. Am I clear? Maybe initially you are in a tension. You are under stress. So when you try to do something, okay, if you have stress, you won't remember everything well. So keep on writing. More or less, as you finish, you are a little satisfied. Your mind relaxes. The things you had forgotten, they are there inside. They will start cropping up in your mind. And then you fill up a gap. Am I clear? Friends, this is called accelerated learning. Okay, if you follow this method, you would do your exams very well. You will come out with flying colors. All the best in your learning. Friends, it's almost time. Okay, those of you who want to log out, you may do so. There are few, if you have some queries, you are most welcome. Okay, friends, those who want this PowerPoint and material, send your WhatsApp number to Anusha. and she will send all that material to you. Yeah. Can you unmute and say?
Miss Karpaga Bhuneshwari, could you unmute?
Father, good morning, Father.
Yeah.
You were telling a little doubt, Father. As you were telling that in the music method, while teaching the kids A, B, C, D through the songs, we are having a difficulty in the kids that they were finding difficulty in identification part. Thus, they will sing the song from the beginning to the end, but they are feeling little difficulty in identifying the letters, Father. How we can rectify that?
Okay. Friends, easy to identify. A, B, C, D. It is there, right? So anything you want to learn, there is a tune added to it. That tune doesn't make you forget the words. It makes you remember it. The tune. It's actually makes us remember it better.
Okay.
Yeah. Friends, also somebody had asked, is it okay to have music at the background? Sure. But not heavy metal music, soft classical music. It has to be so soft. Okay, you don't even hear it properly. You have very light music at the background. All Indian instruments like flute and sitar, all that. Okay, they are all good. Tambura music. Once you have at the background, because those music instruments, they actually produce alpha waves in our brain. Alpha learning is extremely good. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Next person.
Are there any techniques in memorizing the equation in chemistry?
Chemistry. Friends, for mathematics, for chemistry, for everything, there are techniques. It's already there in the books. Okay. Thing is, you have to find out those books. You go online, easy to find out. They have already come up with almost everything under the sun, these methods. Okay? They are in book forms. You just have to buy them, and it is available. Sure.
These methods be applicable in group studies?
Absolutely. Friends, actually, all these methods will be extremely good in group studies. If possible, you people, please try to have group studies, because whenever you have group chat, but discuss only about that subject, your brain can register it much, much better than you studying the single person. So group study is extremely good. Thank you.
Harini, could you ask your question?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Harini Gayu?
Yeah, thanks, ma'am. How to overcome from mobile usage, sir?
How to overcome? Sorry.
How to
overcome mobile usage?
Oh,
Yes.
mobile. Okay. Friends, it's a different topic, right? Mobile addiction. Okay. Friends, nowadays, mobile is a very stimulant. Okay. So once you are used to mobile, it literally, it makes you a dependent person. Why? It is a stimulation. Friends, if you can create some stimulation that is equally powerful, then, okay, your mind can shift from mobile to this one. Friends, mobile, it's actually good, okay, because you get so much of information. But those who are addicted, it is no more useful. So you create another stimulation that is quite positive. Am I clear? Friends, for example, you can use the same mobile to gather information around your topic. Am I clear? Friends, usually I tell parents, don't take away mobiles from your children. No. Now they are growing up with mobile, right? Taking away from students, it doesn't help at all. Rather, okay, see that they do their homework on the mobile also. I mean, you start using your media even to do your assignment, even to learn your lessons. So, friends, there's a slight shift we have to do. Maybe later, in later talks, I will be focusing on this more. Is that okay? Good, good. Thank you.
How to overcome the exam stress, Father?
Yeah. Friends, number one reason for exam stress is you have a big book in your hand that has got 25 chapters. Okay. You are trying to keep all that in your mind. Imagine that is 1 megabyte of information. So to keep 1 megabyte of information here is almost very difficult. Okay, that's why you are under stress. Now, what you do is, friends, once you understand the concept, you don't have to keep everything here. What you have to do is make a tree chart. Tree chart will come from 1 megabyte to, okay, friends, 100 kilobyte. 100 means small. That can be kept in your mind. So my mind has got, say, you are asked to carry 50 kilos or 5 kilos, which is easier. 5 kilos is much easier. Okay. Instead of holding, 100 kilobytes or, more than that, you make it just 100 kilobytes, small information and hold in your mind. That's why we create tree chart. The moment you create a tree chart and that can be held in your mind, and the stress level will come down. Am I clear? Friends, there is also some stress reliever, which we will be teaching you later, maybe in the next one. Okay, thank you.
Miss Carmel?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. So, sir, all these memorizing tips that you gave, they are for theory subjects, right? But then when it comes to maths, it is all based on understanding. So could you please give us few tips how to score good marks in mathematics?
Yeah. See, mathematics is, you don't have to have all these keywords. You have to know how the derivation has to be done, right? How you have to start from the problem and then proceed to a solution. That particular methodology. That's what you have to learn. Okay. So you learn it from your teacher, from your companions. There is a particular way of doing that derivation. You have to start from this step and go that way. So you learn that particular methodology when it comes to mathematics. Okay. And you just have to repeat that a few times and it becomes a thorough. And then it becomes a piece of cake for you. So this particular 6-step method may not be applicable to mathematics and then some of the chemistry derivations, physics derivations, okay? For that, you may have to do just this. There's a way of doing derivation. You learn that and keep doing. You have to derive, okay? And once you learn how to derive, then it's easy. Thank you.
Miss Carmel Dimolo, could you unmute and ask?
Yes. Ma'am, thank you. In fact, I'm not going to ask, but I'm just going to share one small tip that I teach my children. I'm a teacher. So there was a little kid on the group who wanted to know how to memorize tables. Now, to memorize tables, you need to learn the multiples of whichever table you're learning. And then repetition forward and backward. It really helps with keeping tables on the fingertips. And then another thing, somebody spoke about addictions. I tell my kids in class, the organs of your body is controlled by your mastermind. So when you feel you are addicted to the phone or anything else, talk to yourself and tell yourself, yeah, okay, you're allowing your hand to dominate over your body. You have to have a control over the other organs of your body. Don't let them dominate you. For example, your mouth, you keep talking and talking and talking in class. Use it when you want to share your whatever information you have with your classmates. Your hands, instead of beating others, use it to write, use it to draw, work on your skills, So any children out there who feel that there's something taking over you, talk to yourself, tell yourself your mind is greater. There's that willpower within you, and do not let any of the other organs in your body dominate you. Yes, that's it, ma'am.
Oh, thank you, Mrs. Carmel, so much. So when people have real, techniques like this, you're most welcome to share with us. The two things you have mentioned, they are excellent. Thank you very much, Ms. Carmel Dimelo. Thank you so much.
Sir.
Yeah. Go on.
Sir,
reading, we have to read the keywords or a whole chapter, sir.
First time, the whole chapter, okay? And then you highlight. And then the second time, you read only the keywords. You don't have to read the whole chapter.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Yamini. Yamini. Let me. Could you unmute and ask? Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, sir. Students is feeling very difficult to read. So to avoid that, how can we ask the students to read in an easy manner? Can you say me that, sir?
The reading itself.
The students is feeling very difficult to read, sir. So to
Yeah,
avoid that, what is the easy way to read, to overcome the easy way to read for the students?
Yeah, sure. Friends, now this is a good question. I mean, all your interventions are extremely good. Okay. Now, why many are not having liking to reading and listening and writing all this? Because in our brain, we have two areas. One is called a pleasure point. The other one is a pain spot. Okay, pleasure spot and pain spot. So for those children, if the studies is imprinted in the pleasure spot, when they learn or they are listening, it's a pleasure for them. But there are children for whom learning has become a pain. No, it's in their pain part of the brain, and they will find it very difficult. But there is a way of shifting the study memory from a pain spot to pleasure spot. Maybe in the next time we have this session, we will teach all that. Okay, there is a way of shifting. Once it becomes a pleasure, then they are eager to learn, they are happy to learn. Okay, thank you. We will try to cover it later.
So there's a question in the chat box. How to increase memory power?
Yeah, see, all that I have taught right now, a lot of oxygen, do plenty of exercise, okay, and go for vegetables and fruits biologically, okay, and then vitamin D, all these are good. Then psychologically, I said how, your emotions have to be good, believe in yourself, have a clear goal, have utility, say that this is useful for me. By using all these techniques, you can actually boost your memory. Friends, tablet, memory plus, it doesn't help at all. It's only the food I have mentioned, as well as the attitude and the techniques you follow. They will help you, they will boost your memory. Thank you.
Jim, can you unmute and ask? Father, we are overshooting the time, Father.
Okay. Friends, so sorry, we have already went past 10 minutes. So friends, thank you all for your active participation.
Father.
Maybe the last intervention.
Okay, ma'am. Last question, ma'am. Yeah.
பேசலாமா?
We have to repeat the exercise before and after. Yeah, it's very good. Yeah, go on.
Father, after the COVID, பிள்ளைங்களை வந்து உட்கார வச்சு படிக்க வைக்கிறது ரொம்ப கஷ்டமா இருக்குது ஃபாதர். இல்ல ஹோம்வொர்க் கூட செய்ய மாட்டேன்னு சொல்றாங்க. How to make them to sit and study and do the homework? Even the simple question they're not doing.
Yeah. Because
and they are very much interested to copy. எப்ப பிட் அடிக்கிறது, காப்பி பண்றது, அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு மால் பிராக்டிஸ்க்கு போறாங்க. How to come out?
Yeah. See, it's because they have a pain association with studies. So they are least, whereas they have a pleasure association with the mobile. Okay. So we have to shift this from pain to the pleasure brain. There are techniques. Now we need little more time for that. So next time we will certainly cover. Okay. Friends, special thanks to Miss Anusha. She's a very busy person doing her college studies. So she had to do a lot of work behind the curtain, trying to open this to YouTube videos and Google Meet and all that. She has done a great job. Special thanks to Miss Anusha for the great hosting activity she has done. Thank you so much. Special thanks for the guy who is a coordinator of this entire program. Thank him for all the good efforts he has put in. And friends, finally, thank you one and all for being very supportive and cooperative. Friends, there are many more who are attending. The good news is right after this, we are posting this in the YouTube video. And those who were not able to participate in this, you can watch our YouTube video and you will get all this information. Those who send your information, your phone number to Anusha, she would send the materials also to each and every one of you. So friends, thank you one and all and have a lovely day. Anusha, you want to say something?
Over to Ravina ma'am for the vote of thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, Anusha. I'd like to thank God first for giving us this opportunity for participating in this session and learning all the tips of memorizing. I'd like to thank Fr.Wilson, the director of Anugraha, for such an enriching session. Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father, for your magnanimous intention of helping the students and teachers and motivating us. Your techniques were very practical and well-researched. Thank you, Father. I very much enjoyed the singing that happened during the session. It took me back to my kindergarten days. Thank you, Father, for that too. You removed the barriers of memorizing for all of us who think that studying is a huge, difficult task. You've made it into very easy and simple steps for us. Thank you for all your information, Father. We hope to put it to good use in our studies. I'd like to thank Father Sagayaraj, the Dean, for providing us with this enriching session for the benefit of students and teachers. I'd like to thank Anusha for being managing the Zoom platform so well that when we know Anusha is around, we know it's going to be a well-managed session. Thank you, Anusha, for giving us that confidence. Thank you so much. I'd like to thank Mr. Ajay James also for managing the YouTube, the live platform. Your service is appreciated and we are very grateful for all that you're doing. I'd like to thank Mother Anugraha for looking after all the needs of your children. God bless your service. I'd like to thank all the participants here from all the different age groups. We saw the children scribbling on the board also. Again, it reminded me of school days. Thank you for everything, for everybody's active participation. It shows how much of importance all of us give to excelling in our subjects and teaching others also to excel. Thank you, everyone. God bless all our preparations. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Mrs. Ravina, for your good words. And thank you one and all. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Ravina ma'am. Thank you, Father.
Thank you.
Thank you, friends.
Thank you, Anusha. Thanks.
Please visit our website www.anugraha.info or anugrahacentre@gmail.com.
Mother Anugraha welcomes you.
Thank you.